Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. We are here at the foot of the cross, looking at Jesus, contemplating on the last breath, last ounce of life that is in him. But before he expires, he must have mustered all the energy, all the life that is left in him, to shout, to proclaim, and to declare, Father, this is for you. Father, to you I commend my life. Father, to you I commend the meaning of all this. Truly, it is in these last words of Jesus that everything that we have heard, everything that we have seen in the suffering and death of Jesus became meaningful. It is a life that is given. It is life that is offered for us and a life that is offered to the Father. Yes, it is the offering of Jesus that transformed the violence and the death on the cross into something that is salvific. I remember our theology professor giving us the example of the bishop in Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. In the story, Jean Valjean, the protagonist, was caught stealing the precious metals from the bishop's residence. And when the police caught him, he was brought back to the bishop for the bishop to confirm the stealing. But what did the good bishop say? He said, no, he did not steal that. I gave these metals to him. By offering the metals to Jean Valjean, by saying that he gave it to him, he practically wiped out the crime of Jean Valjean. He practically saved Jean Valjean from imprisonment. The stealing was erased. The precious metals became his by the offering of the bishop. This story is particularly close to my heart because when I was studying theology, it is this story that made me finally realize and understand why the violence, the suffering, and the death becomes truly meaningful and becomes salvific for us. What happened on the cross, what happened to Jesus, is something that is caused by the sinful humanity. It is people's pride. It is the people's selfishness that brought Jesus to the cross. It is our own stealing that brought him there. But Jesus on the cross said, no, you did not kill me. Your sins did not kill me, because I offer this life to the Father. I offer this life and what happened to me for you. I give my life to you. And therefore, Jesus on the cross changed and transformed the effects of our sin. The effects of sin is death. But Jesus received this, took this into his arms and say, this is something that I will use to communicate my love, to communicate God's love. This death is what will communicate God's love for all of us. Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI said this in one of his early writings as Cardinal Ratzinger. He said that Jesus' death on the cross became the very message of God's love. Death, which is the end of every human word, death, which is the end of communication, has become communication itself. And therefore, death lost its power. Death lost its pangs and its hold on Jesus because Jesus transformed it, gave it to the Father, and made it into a communication of God's everlasting love, God's everlasting mercy. And so therefore, it is on the cross and on Jesus' offering on the cross that his thirst, his suffering, his lowliness, his feeling of abandonment, everything and all of this were offered to the Father as a sign of his love and obedience, and offered for all of us, telling us, no amount of suffering, no amount of pain can ever stop me from offering this love. No amount of sinfulness will stop me from forgiving and bringing God's love to you. And that is the message that Jesus gave when he said, I offer it to the Father. I offer it for you. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, as we end our reflection in this afternoon's 7 last words, let us come to Jesus and join him in offering ourselves to the Father. Lord, all my pains, all my suffering, all my sins, take them, I offer them to you, and transform them. Dearest Father, with Jesus on the cross, I offer you everything, my past, my present, my future. And towards the end, like Jesus, I may also say, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. Amen.